Living for the sacrifice.
My name is Brian Maurice Brown. Some say I lived a crazy life, for which I have done some things I haven't been proud of. I've been a criminal, a fugitive, and on America's Most Wanted. Nevertheless, I have done quite a few things that I am proud of. I'm a proud father, husband, and a family man. And also created a company by the name of B&B Entertainment, for which we've been nominated for Grammys. I've been revitalizing some legendary artists and putting some new artists on the map. At the end of the day, I know I'm here for a purpose outside myself, for any soul or situation that God puts before me, for which I know that living for the sacrifice is my way and my mantra that has been giving me life as I know it.
Well, when my dad says he's living for the sacrifice, I think that means like, well, of course you only live once, so you have to make that one life as good as possible or however you want it, so that's what he does. He does everything outside of the box, like
giving your all to a person in need, and you know they need it the most, without hesitation.
Putting yourself second to the people that surround you or the people that you come across.
You're a pawn in a bigger game of life, you know? So you're willing to sacrifice yourself for, you know what I'm saying, what's divinely right.
Sacrificing your own time, money, love, and happiness for the well-being of another person.
Putting other people's needs before yours for the greater good.
I think his thing is mostly helping others. He likes to pull other people up.
Grind over shine.
He'll give his shirt off his back to somebody.
He makes sure that everyone is comfortable, no matter what.
He take exactly what he worked hard for and he puts it out there.
He feels like that his life is not for him, it's for the people.
In paying the price for people.
He will sacrifice anything for someone else.
He had to have been put on this earth for sacrifice. You know, like he sacrifices so much time, so much energy.
He sacrificed a lot of shit and he's still out here to tell you about it.
He sacrificed a lot of his life and a lot of the things that he want to do to appease other people.
When I first heard of the concept of living for the sacrifice, I didn't know exactly what it meant, but throughout this journey with Brian, I've come to understand that it's more than just giving back to people or doing things for people. For Brian, it's really a lifestyle. It's really a way of life.
I was born May 13th, 1969, in the southwest side of Detroit, Cobb and Colfax, 5632 Cobb, apartment 6.
From my memory, Colfax and Cobb it wasn't as bad as it is now. You know, we were still able to go out, play, and all of our family lived together. Like, we stayed on Colfax, my grandmother stayed on Cobb, and Nikki stayed on Hazelette, which is right around the corner. We all stayed together, we all grew up together, and it was a pretty decent neighborhood then.
This is my grandma's building. Right there is my auntie Cherish's house. My Uncle Peavy stayed in his first apartment right here.
We're on Cobb and Colfax, and I didn't grow up in this area, but I lived after I got married and everything. I moved over in this area down 2 blocks over. And during that time, my son was courting Cheryl, Essie's daughter. And after that, they got married and they had a couple of kids, Nikki and Peanut. When Brian was born, Cheryl, his mom gave him the name Peanut because he was a little thing. He wasn't very big. You know, he weighed about 4.5 pounds, 5 pounds.
Could it be
a peanut size?
Louis, what are you thinking? Louis.
My mom's name is Cheryl. Man, she's me. If anybody want to know about my mom, just me.
Cheryl was a looker.
She dressed nice, she was built nice. She was another one. Everybody loved her. Nobody had anything bad to say about her or anything.
What kind of mother was she?
She was a good mother.
Me and her had the best relationship ever. I can call and talk to her about anything. When we was growing up, my mom was the fun mom. She was always the life of the party. She was just outgoing.
He met Cheryl in school. I think Cheryl was about 17, he was about 19. And he met, and they started going together, going out together. And
my brother Alfonso, he had a real outgoing personality. Most people around here liked him, or either was afraid of him. He had a split personality. You know, when he had a problem with somebody, he dealt with it head on. You know, he didn't sneak around, hide in the bushes and all that. You know, he comes straight at you.
Man, people used to tell me how my dad used to rob the little juke joints over there. And my Aunt Nicole, which was who my Uncle Man with was when he passed, she happened to be in an establishment that he robbed one time at a Coney Island. I even had a boyfriend that my dad had robbed before. But it was like, it wasn't unbelievable, you know? It wasn't unbelievable.
When he asked me to shoot the guy in the head with the gun, I was 4, no more than 5, probably 4 to be for sure, because I was real small. But the experience was confusing. I've never seen a situation to where a man is just sitting there bleeding all over his face. I don't know what was going on. Why is he crying? Why is he bleeding? Why is he? The man was just crying like, please, 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 please.
Nigga, you know this was my fucking place. Shut the fuck up. No, man. Hey, little nigga, get over here. Get over here. Come here, come here, come here. You see, keep your eyes on the floor. I'm gonna shoot your ass. Come on, man. You see this nigga right here? He came in here and he tried to kill me. He tried to hurt us, Peanut. No, man. Shut the fuck up. He tried to hurt me. He tried to hurt you. He tried to hurt your mama. Now, we gotta make him go away. Because if we look weak, he's gonna come back and he's gonna do this again. I swear, man. I said shut the fuck up! Alright? You understand what I'm saying? You understand me? Come on. What you know about this right here, huh? You see, this is gonna make our little problem go away. There you go, take it. There you go, hold it with your hands, just like a man. There you go. Alright? Now all you gotta do is squeeze and pull the trigger, and this motherfucker's gonna go away. Shut the fuck up! Come on, squeeze the trigger. Come on, pull the trigger, Peanut. Hold the gun up, pull the trigger. Squeeze, come on, pull the trigger, Peanut. Hold it up, pull the trigger. I said shut the fuck up! Pull the fucking trigger, Peanut. Pull the trigger. Man, get your little weak ass out of here. You ain't no man, you little bitch.
I didn't think I knew what the fuck a gun was. Like, so when he told me to do it, like, I'm gonna pray that he knew that I couldn't have pulled the trigger and like he was just like, nah, that nigga want me to pull that trigger. That motherfucker, some kind of way they end up letting the man go. And he came back and shot the fucking house up and walked through that motherfucker. Yeah, he was not playing. I don't know if he was not playing. He came through, that's all you heard. I mean, when we became grown, you can still feel like he resented that shit. Like he resented me from that shit.
He kind of pushed me aside. I think he was trying to make a man out of him, trying to make him tough, trying to make him strong. He loved him, I'm sure he did. But he just wanted him to be a tough boy.
I didn't have another opportunity with that, ever. But I'm certain if he would have gave me another opportunity that I would have made sure it happened.
He's got a lot of my brother Alfonso in him. You know, he can sometimes be aggressive. When he gets mad, he's sometimes uncontrollable.
We grew up in violence, so I was kind of violent when I was little, you know what I'm saying, coming up, you know, in my earlier part of my teen years. But once I learned about what life truly was, and karma was the governor of my life, you know, I kind of had an epiphany and things I know would alienate and assassinate or try to do away with or try to like bring balance the wrong way. I sought for balance, you know what I'm saying, from more of a righteous, godly perspective. What I've learned in my childhood was how to truly unconditionally love. You know, in my childhood, when my sister was born, it's kind of like my family had forgotten about me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all my little sister now. It's all Nikki.
I know that when Nikki was born, Peanut felt like his parents loved her much more than they loved him. I remember him telling me a story about a time when his parents had got into a big fight and his mother was leaving.
I'm not taking both of these kids by myself. Peanut, go over there with your dad.
Taking both of them. Well, if you don't want to take them both, give me my baby girl then.
No, you're not taking my daughter. No.
I ain't taking this little nigga. Get
Go
your
back
ass
to your
over there.
dad.
Go to your mama.
Are you listening to me? Take your ass over there.
Go over there with your mama. Well, what I tell you, get your ass over there.
He ain't gonna do nothing. Go over there with your
I
dad,
ain't playing with you. Come over here and do that.
You wanna be a father? Then be a
If you
father
want me
to
to be a
this
father,
boy.
give me baby girl. Come here.
No,
Come
you're
here,
not
baby.
taking
Come
my
here,
daughter.
nigga.
What is wrong with
You know what? Hold on.
That forced me to love hard, like very, 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 very hard. And with me loving hard, it just became to a fault. I just wanted to be accepted. So I guess I can say, so that would be my most valuable lesson that I got in my childhood coming up, is learning how to love hard, you know what I'm saying, to the point to where it's a fault just to be accepted.
He loved Brian, but I think it was something a little missing there.
My brother, Alfonso, never talked to me about nothing like that, but from what I could see, he didn't pick favorites. He didn't have a favorite. Most fathers are really close to their daughters, you know. I'm really close to my daughters. I just think it's a bond that fathers have with daughters, and they probably treat them better because they need more protection. You know, in this neighborhood, you can't cuddle a boy. You got to let him grow up and be a man. You can't baby him. So that's probably what he felt. You know, parents do the most for the ones that need the most. And so he saw that Peanut didn't need that much. And so that's why he was probably like that. I can't say that's for a fact, but that's the way I look at it.
Me and Brian's relationship is awesome because we all we had, you know, growing up. It was only us two. When we was growing up, it would be times when he was getting ready to go somewhere and Grandma tell him to take me with him. You know what I'm saying? And he'd have to take me with him. But by the time we get out the door, he'd be done buke me so bad, I don't want to go now. You done beat me up. But yeah, I used to irritate his soul. I know I did.
Oh, he and his sister were very tight. He loved her very much. And he said, I'm going to see to it that Nikki be on the right track.
They were always the sweetest little kids, you know. I never had to holler at them because I'm the grandmother around here now. I get on them. But Peanut and Nikki, they were always real good kids. I loved them both very much, especially Peanut. I don't care where I see him at, Peanut, and he'll stop.
By living here, Peanut had the neighborhood showed up with kids. There was a lot of kids out here during that time, and they would all gravitate right to Peanut in that apartment building. And after that, you know, he was like known as the boss of all of them, all of the boys, you know. They all looked up to him, and because he always kept a little change in his pocket and he would pay his way, you know, he paid the little boys to bring him across the street to my house. He'd give them a couple of dollars. Let's go. And they would all go with him.
People always looked up to him and I never knew why. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I knew that he was my brother and but when you growing up with somebody and when you around them and somebody else look up to him, you be like, why are you all so, he's just him, you know? But, you know, everybody always looked up to him and I just always wanted to know why, you know, growing up.
In this neighborhood, Peanut is a legend. He could have played college ball. He could have I'm sure he could have got scholarships and played college ball and may have been successful enough to make it to the NBA. One game in particular, I took my son, who was at the time probably about 3 years old, and he fell asleep in my lap. But Peanut won the game. I mean, he made the shot to make the game go into overtime.
You know, and we went into 2 more overtimes, and I hit the shot on both of those, and I also hit the shot to actually win the game. You know, and from that point on, it was a lot of college scouts inquiring about who I was, you know, what's the status of me, you know, as far as my schooling. And despite the coach telling them I'm not gonna be nothing but a drug dealer, I was an exceptionally great student.
He's smart. You know, I mean, you know, he ain't no rocket science, but he's a smart man, you know, and he listens. He listens and, you know, he pays attention to what's going on around him. If you don't look and pay attention to what's going on around you, you know, this neighborhood could suck you up. I mean, you can drown in this neighborhood if you don't pay attention.
My grandparents had got frustrated with me because I didn't go to the university that they wanted me to go to. They wanted me to go to Jackson State because we from Meridian, Mississippi. So I'm like, y'all telling me, you know what I'm saying, down the street is bad and I want me to go to a whole nother state? Shit, I'm going to that college right down there, Grand River and Greenfield, about 3 miles away, and I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I did. So they got frustrated with me. They was giving me $10 a day. You know, it's like, they just said, fuck, and they started giving me $5 a day. You know what I'm saying? So I really just wanted to make $10 a day so I can go to school. So what I ultimately ended up doing was I hooked up with with a friend of mine, and he gave me 8-ball. 8-ball was going for like, you know, like $100. You know what I'm saying? So I cut $110. I only wanted $10. I just wanted to go to school. You know what I mean? So I didn't know that everybody normally cut $300 to $400 off of 8-ball. You know what I'm saying? So my box was bigger than everybody. So I sold that shit out in like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I called in for another one. You know what I'm saying? I still like 3 hours before it was time for me to go to school. You know what I'm saying? So I done sold like 5 or 6 8-balls before it's time for me to go to school. I'm like, hell, I'm good all week now. I don't gotta, you know, do no more selling. I'm good all week now. So I'm thinking I'm finna just come home and kick back and chill. I come home, it's a line of people that use crack all up and down the sidewalk. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was like, damn, what the fuck? It's over. I'm good for the week. They're like, come on, Nut, come on, man. So, and that's when it all kicked off, man. You know, so then it got, I was calling him so much, he's like, man, I'm bringing you an ounce, man. You know what I'm saying? Then he brought me an ounce. I'm talking about, this was in the same day. Like, he brought me an ounce. Then he was like, you know what, I'm bringing you 2. And that's how he started doing it, man. Then it just kept going up and kept going up. Like, before the week out, I'm probably doing, you know what I'm saying, like 7, 8 ounces a day in down rocks, you know what I'm saying, with going to school.
So he was like, man, if you get a chance, I need you to come on my grandma's house. I was like, all right. I went over there. He showed me what he was working with. And I was kind of like, I had never seen it like that before. And I was like, bro.
And so I went and got a couple of them. Yeah, they come like this, an ounce. He like, so what it weigh? It weigh an ounce. So he's like, where your scale at? I'm like, I ain't got no scale. So he's like, how you know what it weigh? Because it weigh an ounce, it's a cookie. You know what I'm saying? So he looking at me like, this nigga here, retarded. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So he went around the corner and got a triple bean, right? He came back, he was like, here, man. So he was like, an ounce weigh 28 grams. You know what I'm saying? So all them was weigh 28 grams, them ounces, right? He like, yeah, so we put them on there. The first one weighed like 20. The next one weighed like 19. The next one weighed like 21. None of them weighed 28. He was like, man, this nigga killing you. This nigga jipping you, dog. So I'm like, God damn. So I'm thinking, as long as it's like a cookie, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I'm gonna do something for you. So he left and came back and brought me a key. You know what I'm saying? It was on our part. I said, what am I supposed to do with this? No, this ain't what I sell, bro. I sell the cookies. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the shit like the cookies. Like, nigga, you got a cookie, you don't know how to cook? I'm like, no, I don't know how to cook. That's at the very beginning, you know what I mean? I didn't know, because he's bringing them to me cooked already in ounces. You know what I mean? So he was like, man, all right, I'm gonna show you how to cook. You know what I'm saying? So he taught me how to cook and everything.
And from then on, it's been like, me and him. I love him for it, never forget it. Especially at a time like that. I mean, I can't explain it. You know, guys would tell me, come and holler at you, I'd sit there and wait 2-3 days, they'd never come. And then when you hear it from other people, they'd be like, oh man, you know them people got everybody scared to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that. You know what I'm saying? So when he extended his branch to me, I was like, this how, you know, can't find too many people like that out here.
This is my great-grandmother's house, Miss Carrie Bell. And when I started selling rocks, I used to come around here and live with her. My room was up there on the floor, that front room right there. But what used to happen is the people that used to come buy cocaine, come buy rocks, I'd come to this window, slide a cup down out the window. When I slide the cup down, one of them little juice cups, little 25-cent juice cups. Slide the cup down out the window, they put the money in the cup, pull it back up. If it's 20, I send them 2 down, or if they want 1, send them 1 and they change. Put the rocks in the cup, shoot it back down, and it's like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? That way, when I was busy, I can have somebody do it without engaging with the people. You feel what I'm saying? Because that can be threatening sometimes.
He was able to make his money so easily because he made the biggest. His rocks were bigger than anybody's, and he had a good name.
You know, me playing on the psyche, you know, just out the blue, I would do a 2-for-1. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, so how long this gonna be? I said, I don't know. I mean, the day your lucky day. You know what I'm saying? 2-for-1. So how long? I don't know. It might be going on next 10 minutes. It might be going on for the next two hours. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta come. People are prone to things that they are attracted to, like gimmicks or, you know, different marketing abilities and strategies. That those things back then, as far as the daytime rocks, nighttime rocks, you know what I'm saying? That was just a form of marketing strategies. And me reconstructing those marketing strategies into what I'm doing today has brought me success. But back in that room, it's a window like a little thing, like where you go back up in there, some dirt, that's how I put the bags of money at. I've been selling, you know what I'm saying, crack, dime rocks for, you know, roughly 2 months, a little bit over 2 months. My father came home from prison, and he had asked me, you know, what am I doing with the money? What kind of money am I making? So we went down in the basement, and as I was going in my little area where I had the money at, I was pulling it out. I was pulling out big old hefty bags. Boom. Boom. After I pulled out the second one, he just started hitting me. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, now my father known for robbing a motherfucker. So he just said, nigga, you don't never sell no motherfucking drugs at the same house you keep your money at. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I just knew, you know what I'm saying, what they coming to get. You serve them, you know what I'm saying? Put the money up and you keep it moving. You know what I mean? So we proceeded to take all the bags out. And after we took all the bags out and went out to my grandmother's house, and we proceeded to take the money and brought it out here. So we brought it out here and we counted, I had $198,000. You know what I'm saying? This probably after about 5-6 weeks of selling rocks. You know what I'm saying? Dying rocks.
And at some point after starting to sell drugs, he came to live with me. And in living with me, he would bring all of his drugs and money and everything to my house.
All motherfucking day, every day. I'm talking about your hands to be black. It's black, solid black.
It was so much money down in that basement. Some days I would go down there and I'd walk on money. This is true. I would walk on money.
Let's go count these hundreds. Let's go count these hundreds. Let's go count these hundreds. I'm stacking all my money.
Alfonso, my brother, Peanut's father, used to rob him. He used to rob his houses all the time, yes. Peanut will tell you this is true. And so Peanut told his workers, if y'all just gonna keep letting my daddy come and take my money, I might as well get a sack to him. And so that's what he did.
He told me this. He said, only reason I rob them because they don't know what to do with the money. Someone at the table's been kidnapped. More than once, I think. Because the first time, I think it was at the car wash.
Yeah, on the corner.
Uh-huh.
I was rinsing my car off. I was going out to a club. Man, I think it might have been a dancery or something. I was like 19 years old. And I was rinsing my car off, just some of the dirt. And when I came back out, another guy had a gun to my head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, ah, damn. So I thought it was a robbery. So I just froze. The nigga hit me in the head with the gun, boom, knocked me out, put me in the trunk of my car.
He was kidnapped and they took him for a ride. They stopped.
Wasn't a very scenic ride.
No, because he was in the trunk. Yeah, but he was in the trunk, so he didn't see anything. You know, he didn't know where he was or what he was.
Oh, I mean, him out there periodically to whoop his ass.
Yeah, and then they ended up taking me in the basement, and when they opened the trunk, that is a big old floodlight, so it was blinding me. And then they hit me with a bat again, bah! And put some on my head, took me down in the basement, took all my clothes off, poured gas all over me.
So you're supposed to be burnt?
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah. Then they said I killed somebody. Then they said I owed their boss, you know what I'm saying? And then they said they just wanted the money. So I ended up calling a friend of mine, and they put me in the trunk of the car to drop me off while they pick up the money at the same time. But what ended up happening was, you know, in those old Mercedes, they had those buttons in the back where you push in. Where on the inside, it's a little plastic piece. You can pull the piece out and pull a latch, and the trunk's open. So I've been working with that. You know what I'm saying? And I had it to where the trunk was open. So when they pulled the car over the park, you know what I'm saying? I guess when they was going to get the money, they put the car over the park. You know what I'm saying? I gets out. As I was waiting for my people to come, they came back to the car. And when they came back to the car, they put the gun in the car like they had an AK, and they was proceeding to kill me, but I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So when they seen that, like, the bitch gone. You know what I'm saying? So then they closed the trunk back, you know what I'm saying? Then they start, running up and down the street, so I hid in the motherfucking bushes. Like, I think I made out alive from just me, just not really giving up, like having that will, like, how can I get out of this shit? You know what I'm saying? How can I get out of this shit? What the fuck? And I ended up getting out, and I think just that alone, you know what I'm saying, allowed me to prevail from that situation. After being in the game for some time, I figured out a method to whereas that I made $68 million in 6 months, and I'm gonna tell you how to do that in 60 seconds. Okay, after some time, I ended up getting a connect, and the first thing the game was 50 kilos, you know what I'm saying, with $11,000 profit margin. Now, we would sell it 50 kilos in like a day and a half. All the profit go to my first friend. We sold it again, my profit go to the next friend. Sold it again to my next friend, and so on. Now they come in with 100 kilos. You know what I'm saying? That same method before, first friend get the 100 profit from the 100, second friend get the profit from the 100, third friend get the profit, and so on. Now they got 1.5, you know what I'm saying? The next they come with 250 kilos, you know what I'm saying? Then 2.5. Now they all got 4 million. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't made a dime. Now it's time for me to make some money. So I said, I ain't made no more money all this motherfucking time. Now it's time for y'all to help me. I need y'all to do it for me 5 or 6 times. You know what I'm saying? And I get the profit from everything. You know what I'm saying? So now they come with 1,500. First time out the gate, I get the profit from the 1,500. That's 15 million. You know what I'm saying? Now they coming with 2,000. I have to get a profit from that. You know what I'm saying? 20 million. Now they coming with 2,500. I get a profit from that. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so on. And before you know it, I end up with $68 million in like 6 months. I done it that way to be able to protect my life in dealing with this new situation and not be on the hook for all of this work. So I had to create a scenario to where my people have money to purchase the work, you know what I'm saying? So when I get the work, they can buy the work instead of me fronting them the work and me being on the line if there's something happened to the work. Now we're in the hood here, like after I kind of like made my bones, this is the area that I was always at. Well, I did live in other places, but I chose to be here because for one, my family was here. You know what I'm saying? My root, this is my root here. And I love my people. You know what I'm saying? And not only do I love my people love me. So why wouldn't you want to be where you're the most loved and protected at?
So with him being in the game during his time, you know what I'm saying? He's always gave. He's never been a selfish person.
He'd just come, pick us up. We'd just be riding around. And all I knew is that when we'd be riding around, it'd just be paper bags of ones. But we riding around with paper bags of ones, dropping them off to people, like grandmothers and aunties, sisters, friends, families.
Whatever it was that he can do, he helped. He did. So it wasn't like he was just out there getting money and like, you know what I'm saying? No. He supported the whole hood.
Peanut, he used to just, every time ice cream truck could come in the neighborhood, he'd buy everybody ice cream. It could be 50 kids, 100 kids. Ice cream truck gonna sit there and make everybody's ice cream. The whole neighborhood, like, it'd be kids coming from 3 blocks down, like, just to get ice cream.
He had a house that he allowed my mother to stay at.
I had to move. And Trea had talked to him, and he had a home that he told her that I could move into rent-free. The only thing I would have to do was to buy him some candy bars. So I went shopping, and I bought one of every kind of candy bar that they ever made. And I gave it to him in a box, and he was so happy. And back then, when he was 20 years old, I didn't know he was into the streets like that. He never carried himself that way. He was always, like I said before, distinguished around me and was a gentleman and treated me like his mother.
Wow, see, like for me, where I was from, drugs was life. I've never been taught that it was immoral until prison. And as crazy as it may seem, like at one point, I thought it was my duty to keep drugs. Why? Because my mother was on drugs, and she a prostitute, she a suck dick, she a fuck, she'd do anything for drugs. My father was on drugs. If he didn't have drugs, he'd rob everybody.
People gonna be doing it anyway. Why not make sure that they cool? Why not get it from the people that I know that's gonna protect them? Why not gonna do it from the people that's gonna give them their money's worth? You know what I'm saying? Why not do it with the people that's not gonna beat them and abuse them?
What he ended up doing what he did because he wanted to. I mean, he could have played college ball. He could have I'm sure he could have got scholarships and played college ball and may have been successful enough to make it to the NBA. Who knows? But if you think about it and if you do the statistics, 1 out of 10,000 make it to the NBA. So with them odds against you, you know, I think he took the sure thing.
In 1992, I turned on the news and they got me as a suspect for homicide, for a murder of one of my close friends and associates that I had nothing to do with. They never sent no letter saying that they wanted me to come in, and I tried to apprehend me. That's when I knew that they'd probably be trying to murder me or anything that's serious, that something's not right. So that's when I felt like I had to leave the state just to stay out of the way until whatever they trying to figure out, they figure it out, you know what I mean?
And I remember meeting him and he had this look on his face and he told me that he had to go. He said, I don't know if I'll ever see you again. And it struck me then and now that he was more concerned about the well-being of all the other people, including myself and my mother, who he had been providing for, than himself. And we both cried, and I didn't know if I would ever see my friend again.
For the first year and a half, I was basically just sitting in the apartment, you know what I'm saying, all day. At nighttime, I would come out and go grocery shopping at 24-hour H-E-B. And I didn't really have much to live off of. I only had like $15,000 a friend of mine, Stephen Denner, gave me to live off of. And I had bought a Bronco, one of those like 90-something Broncos, 89 Broncos, with the top to come off. So whenever I needed money, I would take the top off and the tires off and let the insurance company give me a check. And I paid my rent up for a few more months and had to keep money for groceries and stuff like that. So, you know, that's pretty much all I did. And then once I got comfortable, I migrated to California.
And he changed his name, and he had a full identity, brand new identity.
That's when I met our friend that we're talking about now, that I know as Mike.
We know him as Mike.
I know him as Mike, or sometimes I call him Kid.
Yeah, when I was on the run, I went by a few alias names. One of my favorites was Michael J. Watts, 42366. They also knew me by Timothy J. Wright. That was my Nashville, Tennessee name. Then I had Edward Michael Williams.
So I will go to a mall out in the valley called Sherman Oaks Galleria. So I ended up running into a friend, one of my old dance partners who I was with Houdini with. He was like, hey man, shooting this movie called Blunts and Stunts. I want you to be in this movie. I was like, okay, cool, you shooting this movie? He let me read this script. He had this one character he wanted me to play. He was a funny guy. I wasn't smoking no weed. I just started drinking liquor 2 years ago. So I wasn't smoking no weed in the movie, whatever, but they thought that I could play this one character, so I went and did it. And come to find out, my friend Mike was executive producer on this film who financed this film that I'm in.
Man, I had some crazy memories with Cliff. Cliff burnt out. I remember us coming we're going from California to my place in San Antonio. And this joker was driving. I had a 928 Porsche at the time. And he's not paying attention to the gas hand. This joker hit me, woke me up talking about the car that started. It didn't cut off. And this joker done ran out of gas. I'm on America's Most Wanted. We're on the side of the road, maybe somewhere in Arizona, and this motherfucking car done ran out of gas.
So all I hear is this knock on the window. We get up, we look, it's a police officer, and I'm happy-go-lucky, I'm SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm not realizing that Mike is in the hot seat. I'm not knowing none. I'm like, hey, officer, how you doing? So whatever I said, he just let me run with it. Like, yeah, motherfucker, you do the talking. I'm like, yeah, officer, yeah, man, I'm so dumb, the gas. He was like, oh, man, you guys ran out of gas? He was like, oh, man, okay, look, there's a gas station like such and such miles away from here. I'll take one of you gentlemen. So Mike is like, all right, I'll go with you.
Now, this is how the times have changed. You know, we got 2 black guys in the Porsche. He ain't want to search the car. He ain't want to do none of that. And here I am, I got 2 9mm on me, probably 6 clips. So I said, yeah. So I politely got in the car with him, went to go get some gas, and he brought me back, didn't ask me my name or nothing. That was crazy.
Fills it up, the cop helps us and everything. I'm like, all right, officer, boom. Now he's like, I'm a drive, fool. And I'm in the passenger seat and we drive, boom. I wake up, we in San Antonio, Texas. But I'm not knowing none of this. Be honest with you, the first time I heard that he was on the run is when I saw him again and he told me. I didn't find out all of this shit until when I ran back into him a couple of years ago in Detroit. So he's sitting down with me. He was like, remember we drove to Texas, we ran the gas, and we sitting down laughing and reminiscing about that again. He said, well, when you left, maybe like a month and a half after that, he said, I'm sitting down in my house, chilling out with my feet up with my girl and my newborn baby. And he said, America's Most Wanted comes on, and I'm sitting down looking at it. He said, I'm looking at my goddamn cell phone on the screen as America's Most. He said, I'm bugging the hell out. And he said he got the hell out of Dodge. And he was on the move.
Well, when he was on the run, I worried. I didn't know where he was. And so
I met him back in 1993 in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was a college student.
Nobody suspecting nobody is gonna hide at a school. You know what I'm saying? It's going to school, dealing with, you know what I mean? That's just not what people normally do. You know what I mean?
I saw him walking around my dorm. We stayed at a place called Carter Hall. So the dorm had about 800 students, about 80% females.
Behind me is now the Ramada Inn used to be the Carter Hall dormitory where all of the college kids had resided at from all the colleges here in Georgia. He hooked it up to where I can get an apartment in there. He didn't know my situation though. He thought I was just a cool kid, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know my age or nothing, you know what I mean? So, you know, he had got me a place in there. Plus I was going to school too, so shit. You know what I'm saying? So he had got me a place in there, man. I just always had a desire to just want to go to college and live a dormitory life, you know what I mean? And that's just something I wanted to do before I died. So I went to Alabama and I used to hang out with a cousin of mine named John, you know, Jonathan Hicks. And one of our favorite pastimes was going to the races.
And at the time, you know, back then they just blocked the street off. You know, the police car, everybody got in their car and took off. So this crazy guy, he was out there doing some stupid stuff with his car. And there was a family in a van, a Latino family in a van coming down the street. And this clown, he loses control and he runs his car into the van. And nobody got hurt, you know, but the van was kind of like towed up and they couldn't move the van or nothing like that. And the family was looking so sad. So Peanut looked at me and he was like, "How much money you got?" "I don't know. I think I might have had about 2,500. So he might have had about 10,000. So I'm gonna tell him what he had in his pocket. And he walks over to the couple and he get the Latino guy the bag. He was like, "Thank you." He came up to him and shook his hand or whatever. He was like trying to, you know, told him if he needed any work done or anything. But we was like, we cool, you know. So we end up just leaving right after that. And I was like, "Man, what did you just do? Did you just give my money away?" That's what I was saying. And he looked at me crazy like, you know, like, you know why I did that.
After I've been in Birmingham for some time, I migrated to like Nashville, Tennessee. And I ended up meeting a young lady by the name of Thomasina Christian.
When I realized Peanut was on the run, the amazing part about the situation when Peanut was on the run, I happened to be sitting in my house. All of a sudden, I peep out the window because something just kind of seemed a little strange. I see all these police cars and I see all these police running in the backyard and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Long story short, that's when I see them, they rushing, telling us lay down or whatever. They going over to the chimney, going over, you know, up the stairs, going to the attic and all that. They actually went and opened the stove and was like, and I'm like, "What are you looking for?" They was like, "We're looking for Brian Brown." I'm like, "Why?" They was like, "Well, he did some awful things." And I'm like, "But why are you looking at my stove? Why are you looking at my chimney? He's not gonna be in my stove. He's not gonna be in the chimney."
Man, Thomasina called me one day when her house was getting raided. And the sad part is I was still dealing with the guilt from my karma, you know, where I lost my parents within 28 days apart.
At the age of 41, Alfonso was killed. And Peanut was on the run at the time.
My uncle always stayed around the corner, and he came around the corner and he was like, "Nick, somebody told me your father just got shot."
When I found out what had really happened, I called him to tell him. And he wanted to come to the funeral, but I persuaded him not to come because I knew that they were looking for him. And if he came, that would be the time that they would get him. Because at the funeral, they had feds all around.
It was no secret that I was highly sought after. I was being highly sought after. So I tried to attend the funeral in a disguise. I was wearing the wig, the whole nine, the lipstick, the pumps, the dress, and there was just helicopters flying around there. So I never got opportunities. I just felt the heat, you know, you just feel the heat. I felt it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this ain't it.
And then after I buried my father, it was like 28 days later, my mother and her boyfriend went to jail for a broken headlight.
They took Cheryl to the 10th precinct, and Cheryl had burned all of her fingerprints off her fingers. She had burned them off. And they tried to get fingerprints, you know, when they were trying to ID her and everything. She brought another officer with her. And they were, you know, Cheryl said she wasn't going and she didn't go. She was wrestling with him, I don't know. And her heart stopped.
And I go in the window through emergency. I go up to the window. Oh, God. I go up to the window, and the lady, I said, I'm here for my mother. And the lady asked me my mom's name. I said, Cheryl Brown. She said, okay. She looked her name up. She said, are you here by yourself? She noticed I was young. I said, yeah, I'm here by myself. She said, okay, can you go over there and sit in that room and I'm gonna have somebody come down and take you to see about your mom? I said, okay. It was nothing to add up. It was nothing. I was lost. Like, this is my first time ever knowing what a chaplain was. I'm sitting in this room and this man come in here with a black suit on and tell me my mama was dead. All I remember was waking up in a hospital bed myself with my grandma and grandfather standing next to me. That's all I can remember. That's it.
Let me say this for my mother. They was really picking with my mother to try to find out my whereabouts or my location. That's how they even got pulled over and messed with from the beginning. So I attributed the loss of them to my past transgressions. You know, nobody couldn't have told me that it wasn't my fault, that my parents led to their demise like the way they did. My father with his face getting shut off with a gauge, you know what I'm saying? And my mother getting beat to death by, you know what I'm saying, the police. So it didn't, you couldn't have told me it wasn't my fault from the things that I've really done. You know what I'm saying? I've done some things in my past, you know what I mean? To where I could easily say, that's payback from just karma. I can easily say that.
And then it was just like, I didn't have my brother there with me, you know? We couldn't face this together, like. And I know how I felt going through it alone, so I can imagine how he was going through it, and he was really alone, you know what I'm saying? I had family and support. His was limited because he was wanted.
Living for the sacrifice, I came to that understanding more so when I had an epiphany just about my life, trying to bring balance to all the injustice that was happening or that I felt that was happening to me. You know, my mother and father were getting killed within 28 days apart. You know, for me, had to go on a run, me being on America's Most Wanted, it formed me to build somewhat of a government body for myself that catered to everything outside of me, to guarantee the reciprocation of my karma, to bring forth tranquility from my past to my present. Normally, I just would have started killing. I'm not like, oh my God. Normally, I just would have just been real aggressive and attacking people, but I changed. I had a stepbrother named Lionel. You know, Lionel Walker. He had just recently got out of prison. So when he get back home, whoever came to see him, he opened the door for him and then turned around and they shot him in the back of the head. So they killed him and then they also killed his wife. So that forced me to come to Detroit, you know what I'm saying, try to find out who killed my brother. So as I'm riding down 7 Mile, the state trooper, and right past state trooper, they immediately turn around, get on me. I go to the back of the car with the other guy searching the car. While he's searching the car, you know what I'm saying, the guy just got me there. Then he pretended to try to pat me down. So I tries to run, grabbed my hoodie, slung me around. The other guy drew down on me, you know what I'm saying, freeze. So then they handcuffed me and they took me to the precinct. The day I actually got apprehended, I left from this very house.
And I'll never forget you was like, Trea, I don't know if I'm gonna ever see you again. You was like, but I love you. And I expect a lot out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hear from you. And I didn't see you. But I never forgot. And to this day, I don't forget and I won't ever forget. I'll never forget. So when you were here and you were in jail, I was determined. I said I'm gonna be his friend and I'm gonna be there for him forever and for everything. And I kept saying, bro, what are your charges? What are we facing?
She said, I didn't know. The motherfuckers that just held me, man.
And Sharice was in law school. She was a legal beagle. She was on that LexisNexis doing her account, and she was like, no, they're violating his rights. You know, she was naming all the laws and shit. And she was like, they can't hold it without charging him. They're violating his right to a speedy trial. And finally, you didn't say it first, but finally you was like, call my lawyer.
Yeah, so, and he ended up filing that motion for speedy trial. And then they finally granted me a hearing. And the first time I went in court, it was like on the 171st day I was incarcerated.
And we sitting up there and we looking around and all of a sudden that judge, he looks out at you, he look over at the prosecution and he just like disgusted. And he was like, Mr. Brown, unfortunately, as much as it pains me, I have to let you go. You are a free man. Boom. Hit that gavel and we hit the floor. We come in you, Peanut. Was you shocked? What did you
I
think?
was shocked.
What was going through your head?
That man ain't just say that. I realized my purpose from all of the different shootouts in the neighborhood, from all the different things that I went through, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. I just realized like I can't be that sweet. I'm not that good. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, like, it has to be a purpose for me being here, why he keep giving me grace and salvation for my life. You know, and coupled with all of those different things, you know, I just realized, like, I got to be here for a purpose outside myself. Like, it can't, because I'm not that sweet. I'm just not that lucky. There's no such thing as that much luck. After I won my case, you know, the system had already felt like I had gotten away with murder. The system had felt like I should be doing life or the death penalty, you know, life in prison or the death penalty. So once I won my case, they waited, they appealed, and once I lost my appeal, they created a case. They put me on a case called the 7 Mile Dogs. I'm not even from 7 Mile. And they had 2 guys come testify against me at trial. One been in jail 5 years already, another one been in jail 6 years already. They come testify against me at trial in 2001, and they got 10 years off their sentence, and I ultimately got convicted.
Peanut was convicted on conspiracy to distribute cocaine and cocaine base, which at that time was a mandatory minimum of 10 years, which is what we thought that he was gonna get. However, the day of sentencing, when we got there, the government came with these enhancements out of nowhere and took it from 120 to him ultimately being convicted and having to serve a sentence of 188 months.
And so that January, we found out, I had went to court maybe a couple of times, found out that he had been found guilty and was gonna be gone for a nice period of time.
I mean, I wrote him every day like, okay, thank you, I appreciate you being there. But secretly, he didn't know. I was already contemplating, talking to the union steward, trying to figure out how the fuck I was gonna get out of Chrysler on a good note. And I called him, he called, and I was literally in tears. I was like, babe, well, I'm officially quitting, and they gonna pay for me to go to school, and they gonna pay for my insurance for the next 18 months. And I'm moving not too far from you. And he was like, yeah, like for real. I'm like, yeah, I'm moving up there.
And Akia beat down them visitor room doors. When I tell you she beat them down, she beat them down. Every time that there was a visit, she was there. Not there at the end, not there at the middle, there at the beginning. If he got shipped, she moved.
So I decided that if he couldn't come out to me, I would go into him. And I got a backpack. I went to Walmart and I got a blow-up mattress and I put it in a backpack and I got a Dickie outfit to match their uniforms in prison and some boots. And I ran through a mile-long cornfield with that backpack on my back with an earpiece in my ear, talking to him on the phone as he led me into the prison. And when I got there, I was exhausted and he took that bed out of that backpack and he blew that mattress up. We laid down, we had sex, we talked, had a shot of wine, and I left.
She had to do what she had to do. And she told me they couldn't do nothing to me. I said, how did you get her to believe that shit?
When I turned 18, Fallon came to me and was like, you know, my uncle said you have aged now. Here, fill this visiting list out. I filled the visiting list out. I started going to see him. And we started getting closer and closer, and I just started falling in love. You know, it was just like we talked about everything on the visit. He didn't hold nothing back. Everything was just out, you know. When I went to the jail, I was so damn scared. So he told me what to do. Cut a hole in your pants, wear a long shirt. And I'm like, okay. I was on the phone. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. So I went to jail. I sat on the bleachers. And he like, put your leg up. So we did it. And I'm walking to the bathroom and I feel some shit rolling down my legs. So I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna bust my cherry, you know.
Visiting Peanut with Sabrina was a little awkward because Sabrina just used to do stupid ass shit. Like she used to do dumb stuff and it would just make our visits so intense because like 9 out of 10 of the visits that we visited him on, she cried damn near the whole visit. Because she been and done something or thought she was slick and been and got busted. And Peanut don't have no hug card. He would tell her, like, yo ass stupid, like, why would you do this? That's why you in a situation that you in, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to leave these motherfuckers alone. Like, he would just try to get her lessons.
Yeah, he has a really big thing of hearsay. With Peanut, it's like, first person tell me something, that's the first person I'm believing. I don't know why he's like that.
The next day I had the lady, what was her name, Michelle. Mm-hmm. I had her move him over there with me, you know. So he came over there and I mean, from that day on, I don't know, I think he bought her some earrings or something. Had Nikki come down there and bring her some earrings. Some diamond earrings. And from that day on,
the jail lady,
it wasn't nothing I didn't have in there, or him, or anybody else that was over there with us, you know.
Yeah, I remember this time when I asked my sister to go to my jeweler and bring me some 2-carat diamond tennis earrings, you know. And she had brought the earrings, and she was like, I need some earrings. I say, man, it's this Depp in here who is just constantly looking out for everybody. Like, she really cares, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to repay her. So I had her bring the earrings, and when she brought the earrings, she grabbed them. She's like, oh, no, here, baby, come get yours. I'm like, no, that's for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just a token of appreciation from everybody here on the rock that you look out for. You know what I'm saying? Just let you know that, you know, we appreciate you. She just felt overly appreciated, especially coming from somebody who she ain't really done nothing for, but get some damn penicillin and Motrin for.
Oh, Peanut, in a lack of better words, kind of ran the prison. Like, everybody kind of ran around for him for everything because they seen how he was making moves in prison and they just, you know what I'm saying? They just couldn't believe it.
You know, I see a guy, skinny guy,
in green outfit like me controlling the controllers. Where the deputies be? The deputy is actually sitting down while he's standing up, like.
When I got into the county, you know, in the county jail, you first come in, you go to the holding cells, the bullpen, and it was overcrowded.
A police officer that we know worked there from the neighborhood. I asked him, man, what's up, give me a bed. He was like, man, I can't get you no bed, man, it's crowded. I was like, man, what floor Peanut on? He was like, oh yeah, now maybe he can help you. Only you had to see it, you know, how his reaction was when I asked about Peanut. Like he was, man, like, yeah, you got a good idea. Right, so about 20 minutes later, I see him coming. I'm like, I see Peanut coming. He ain't got no handcuffs. He ain't got on nothing. He's like, what's up? He tell him, open the door. I'm like, tell him, open the door. Like, no, I ain't finna go out there. It's a trick. He like, come on, man, let's go. I'm like, I don't want to ask him. I'm like, I'm just going with the flow. Like, all right.
So, you know, me being from New York, and I know how it is, they give these religious trays, right? So I don't eat pork, I ain't eating red meat. So I said, I wanted a religious tray, I want a Muslim tray. So the lady looked at me like I was crazy. She said, well, we don't have that shit here. Excuse me. This is what she told us, you know. This is what the deputy told us. We don't do that shit here. I don't know where you from. Where you from? I said, I'm from Brooklyn. She said, we don't do that stuff here. They do stuff in New York different. This is Detroit. This is what the lady was saying, the deputy. But there's a gentleman standing next to her, and he's standing there laughing, right? Because, you know, I said, well, what's so funny? And he said, oh, man, it's just funny, man, you know? So I go back, right? So I'm just in the cell chilling, and the cell was locked. And the cell opened up, so they called me and said, yo, come out. So they called me, go in the room, and I go up in the bubble where the officers at, and the guy said, yo, what's your name? I said, my name is Tahaka. I said, what's your name? He said, my name is Peanut. I said, what's up, brother? I said, you was the guy who was laughing at the tray. He said, hold on, dude, let me show you something. Come on with me. Now, mind you, everybody's locked in. And he said, come on, let me show you something. I'm thinking it might be a hit or something. He said, nah, man, Jonathan knows you, and he talked about you. He said, come on with me. So I go with the guy over there. They go in the cell. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken. They got Hennessy. He got packs of cigarettes. He got all type of foods and goodies and stuff, even telephones.
Being in jail all that time, you know, after 4 years, world food is like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, you know me, I'm pick me some Kentucky Fried Chicken. He looked at me like, Kentucky Fried Chicken? Man, you crazy, man. That's what you want? Yeah, that's what I want.
They couldn't believe how he provided for everybody. He wanted, I mean, somebody in jail could be like, dog, you know what I'm saying? My mama's sick and I need to be able to talk to her at any given time. The next thing I know, I was getting a phone call, babe, I need you to go to Sprint and get 5 phones and bring them up here. 5 phones? What the hell you need with 5 phones? But okay. And I was bringing 5 phones to him.
You can go to every neighborhood and every community and see someone doing something for someone. Now, but when you're willing to pay the cost for the people, that's when you raise to another level of service.
Just me being able to create life in prison, you know what I'm saying? And me finding a way to not actually go to prison like everybody else, me attaching myself to energies and people on the outside and created life and live vicariously through them to whereas that I didn't consume myself as being in prison like everybody else.
Peanut was able to have the county on lock because his genuineness, his love for life, and his willingness to help anybody, even the guards felt it. And that was one of the main reasons, because it was like everybody, some people can say it's money, some people say it's, but I'm quite sure there's been a lot of people in the county jail more richer than him, and they couldn't pull off the things he pulled off.
Yeah, after I'd been in jail for approximately 9 years, there was a development in the case. crack cocaine law. It knocked 40 months off of my sentence. So by me able to go back on the crack law and got the 40 months off, they were also able to attribute me to 13 months that I was in the county jail fighting the first case that I won. You know what I'm saying? So they took a total of 53 months off my original 188-month sentence, which led me to come home like roughly around 9.75 years. I got released and furloughed to a halfway house May 10th, 2010, 3 days before my birthday.
Hey, Pinky, how you doing?
I mean, I guess not. Wow. Once I was released from prison, I want to do something for the very person who had been there for me my entire time in my most handicapped state of being, which is now my wife. You know what I'm saying, Nakia Brown. I decided to marry her.
We got married at home because Peanut just wanted to do something small. He had just came home and I was big and pregnant with 2. Mommy was there, my daddy gave me away. It was really nice.
And although I did not believe in marriage, and I still don't believe in marriage, I unconditionally, truly unconditionally and limitlessly love this woman to whereas I gave her her fairy tale dream, you know, and the way I live my life, which is unconditional and no limits, you know, and living for the sacrifice. Of course, I had to sacrifice my own views, my own beliefs in order to accommodate hers, especially when she's been there for me in my most handicapped state of being.
I remember a family vacation when we went to Florida, Orlando. We went to Disney World.
It started off just a family trip. And then friends started asking, can they come?
We get on car where it's time to meet up. It's like 40 people. I said, wait a minute. Where's all these people for the sleep?
And we ordered like 13 rooms, and it was a huge Mickey Mouse pool in the back.
We got on a lot of rides, and I remember when we were getting on a ride and my grandma and my dad was supposed to get on. And then my dad went to put my grandma on the ride, and he said, I'm gonna take the wheelchair down to the bottom. And when he got to the bottom, he stayed there and he made my grandma get on the ride, and he didn't even get on with her.
It was their idea to have a family vacation because we didn't have one in about 4 or 5 years.
You know, it was good. And the only thing I really wanted to do was spend quality time with my family who had been sacrificed, especially my wife, who had been sacrificed so much of her life, you know, being there with me every holiday, every visiting day, you know what I mean? So I just want to give her some undivided attention, some time, you know what I'm saying, in the family, that undivided attention and time.
Behind closed doors, he's hilarious. And he's like the type of dad that everyone wishes for.
He took me and my brother to Toys R Us one time. He was like, yeah, just go in there and get everything you want. Man, that was the life. Oh, I felt like an amazing child. I felt like I deserved it, because I do, but I mean, oh, it was so awesome.
It shows that he wants to show his kids the love that he wanted as a child. And he wants to pave a way for his kids different than what the way we had to pay for ourselves.
Where we come from? It's just been so hard. So for her to always be able to instill in me, I gotta take my family further than what they took me. For me to have a great opportunity for my daughter to be here. And it's such a wonderful school. It's priceless. I appreciate you guys.
Family and fatherhood is everything to me. I was raised to understand the essence of a man was a provider and protector and a stabilizer, which effortlessly make me a father and a family man. What's the essence of a man?
Provider, protector, and stabilizer.
I love you for that. That's what you're gonna have to do the rest of your life for everybody, okay? You have to provide, you have to protect, you have to stabilize.
So finally, we found out that Peanut was going to be released to come home. And Malaysia was, she was actually in the 5th grade when he was released. Peanut was there for her graduation. He actually came home when she was graduating from 5th grade. So that spring he came home, and so he was there at the graduation. And anything that I invited him to, he would show up.
I'm very involved. Any events that's taking place, from daddy-daughter dance to grandparents' day to just anything that got to do, I'm there.
Brian met Jamie after the first year of us being together. And every time she needed to talk about something, she would get on the phone. He would take the time to talk to her. And one day, I don't know if I texted him or I called Brian. And I asked him if anything was to happen to me, would you be her godfather? That way I know that she would be okay. And he was elated.
He tries to be there for him as much as he can. With BJ, because it's his namesake, he's a little hard on him because he a boy. But BJ loves his dad.
Me and my dad's relationship is okay. It's just that sometimes he's at work and I don't see him a lot, or he's just away.
I just think like they're priorities, and I didn't feel like I was a priority.
I don't see him as much as a normal person would see their dad, and as a normal boy would see their dad.
I can't even imagine not speaking to my daughter for a week, you know, unless I was on a safari somewhere. You get what I'm saying?
You know, Peanut is always moving around and doing something, and he's always he loves to be around a lot of people, and it's probably a good reason why he likes being around a lot of people. So he don't have a chance to really get to know her as a person, and neither does she with him.
My father's side, my family on that side, I used to be with them a lot, like every day a lot. And then we kind of fell out within the last 5 or 6 years. Because something happened to me and it kind of caused the family to separate. Are you comfortable talking about what happened to you? Yes. When I was around 10, something happened, and I would never tell nobody because he would hit me or push me into the wall and be like, I'm telling your daddy that you did this, this, and this. And my daddy was never around. Like, he would be around, but he would never be around like that. But the relationship they had, I don't dislike it, but I just don't understand how they have a better relationship than I have. And that hurts. I'm sorry.
It made me feel, worthless as a protector. You know what I mean? Because it started when I was incarcerated. And me not being able to facilitate the security that my baby needed just made me feel worthless. Like I failed at being a father, protector.
My childhood was gone from all of that. I became an adult in that moment because I heard the alarm going off and I was thinking it was because of the storm, because sometimes the storm does trigger the house alarm. So I'm like, okay, it's one of those things. We go downstairs to check and we look in through the kitchen, nothing's happening. And then we're like, okay, let's just keep going further. So we go around the corner to where that room was on the corner, before the garage. And Christian walks in, he opens the closet door and it's just flames. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, how? Because we were just up there. I wasn't even smoking that day. So it's like, I told my dad that. He didn't believe shit that I was saying. He basically made it sound like I was stupid, and what I said was like, I don't know. I just felt like he didn't believe anything that I was saying.
When he's disciplining you, it is the worst shit in the world to fall out with Brian. It is the worst because you know he loves you, but when he sets your ass down, communication is cut, and all he does is watch, and he want to see what you gonna do.
The last time I heard my father's voice was maybe a couple days after the fire, potentially maybe.
My daughter ended up burning the house down, smoking weed in the closet with a boyfriend. In terms of that act not to even allow him to come over there no motherfucker more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it was just so much blatant disrespect. To where, you know, like it forced me to do something that is hard for me to do, is cut somebody off.
How long were you cut off from her, and did you hurt while you were cut off from her?
Yeah, I heard it the whole time.
He needs to allow his family to be who they are and accept them for who they are. Just as he do the other people that's walking down the street. He's so forgiving to other folks, you know, that he may not even know as well or may not be as close to him. And I don't feel like he might be that giving or forgiving to people that are closer to him when he should be.
So instead of me handicapping the situation, catering to it, no. You know what I'm saying? I force people to grow quicker than they want to. But I'm fully aware, like 5 years after that shit, we got the best relationship in the world.
All right, so I remember, I don't know where we were. It was some rando house. I don't know. I really don't know. We might have been in Alabama or something like
Alabama, Birmingham.
that. Maybe. And so my mom was like, oh, go ask your dad where the milk is for the cereal. And I was like, wouldn't it be in the refrigerator? Like, why would I go ask him for that anyway? That sounds stupid. So I went in the room, and like, I just remember like the carpet being pulled up. It was just like money, just rows and rows of money under the carpet. You were like, oh, baby, get out. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it just trails of Monopoly money just underneath that. But it was real money. I knew them were real bands. I had never seen that much money in my life. So, yeah.
Brian has a science to how he operates in terms of the way he disciplines and the way he makes a separation that really does hurt him to do, but he believes it's for the best for his children. And the one thing that I know is that Brian has an unconditional way of loving, not only with his children and his family, but definitely with the women that he deals with as well.
How I feel about women in general. I feel like women in general is God's choice to supreme being. Women has been, like everything to me. Women has been my salvation on countless occasions.
I think that every woman should feel protected, loved, and feel safe, you know, with whoever they're with. Their man, their husband, anybody they're around, you know, like I feel like that's just a good feeling. And it's a comfortable feeling to be in, you know, like.
He attracts a lot of women, but he gives them his all. He gives every woman as much of himself as he has given me.
I talked to him about a lot of things. He listened. And he always, you know, I just felt like it was just between me and him. Like I felt like with my granddad. Like with my granddad, nothing ever got out. Whatever I told my granddaddy, it was me and my granddaddy. That stuff, it was serious. Like I started like feeling the same feeling to where I fell in love with Peanut.
Being loving, being providing, being protective, you know, being stabilizing, you know, anytime that they call, whenever they call, you know what I'm saying, be there for them, aid and assist them, whether they're, you know, like, whether they're close to you or not, you know what I'm saying? I feel like when a woman reaches through to me and can get through to me, I feel like it's my duty and it's my honor and my job to cater to that.
When he decided that we was gonna be the man, he was the man for multiple women. Here, there, and everywhere.
I mean, think about it. Brother got 3 wives. And girlfriends.
I don't think he ever looked at relationship with women as far as the traditional way and we see it today.
I used to want to be the only one with Peanut, but now Peanut, he's way too much for one person on some real 100.
He need multiple women to answer to multiple facets of who he is.
You know, he valued his women and he loved them unconditionally. And this is his mind. This is who he is as a person. And they help him with his being and help him with whom he is.
I'm aware of what they say they think, but if they have any smarts, they know. It don't take a rocket scientist to know and see what he's doing to these women.
And I kept doing the hurt thing. He gonna notice he hurting me, but he never noticed. It always started being he hurt, or it's something wrong with him, or it's something wrong with what I'm doing to him. He never noticed like what he was doing to me. Cause how do you love a man that don't love you equal or love you like you feel like you should be loved? You know, he loving me somewhat. It was so many times where I should have been like, Sabrina, just get the fuck on, you know? But I still stayed.
Really, you're not there all the time when it's a lot of special things that I see. I want him there, so today is just like, it's extra special because he's here.
I know that it's perceived that Brian chases women, but I really believe, moreover, it's him chasing love. From an early age, Brian never got the love, the adoration that he desired from his parents, and that has always left him on a quest to be loved.
He made women fall in love with him. Okay, first he makes you like him. This is the whole way to break down the whole Peanut thing. Then he makes you love him. No, first he make you like him, then he makes you love him, and then he make you want to fuck him.
In his mind, he not just giving him his all because he just sexually or emotionally or physically attracted to somebody. He giving him his all because he feels like this is his purpose. His purpose is to help better their lives. And the only way that he can better their lives is to first make them love him. Because everybody know the best way to a woman's heart, it's sad to say, is through intimacy.
He had a charm on people that was something out of this world that you wouldn't believe.
He do what a lot of men can't do. He do what a lot of men wish they could do. He do what a lot of men try to do and get killed doing it.
I like spending time with my big cousin. I learn a lot from him, but as far as my husband, on the other hand, being alone with him, no, not gonna happen. Because he wants to take him, my husband will be coming back home tomorrow. I need to give me 2 more wives because a man's essence has to be ABC. No. It's not gonna happen.
So we went to the club that night, and I remember like people just coming over to him. He don't even really drink. And he would order bottles and bottles of Cristal, all the stuff I was hearing about on the radio. You know why? Because when we put the drinks on the table, everybody in the club started coming to us.
It's always gonna be taking another step higher. You know, I go to a lot of strip clubs with him. I've been to quite a few strip clubs with him.
As soon as I walked in, I looked to my right, who the hell I see? My man Mike, AKA Pimp Doodoo. Now all the little chicks is sitting around, they like, and he over there tricking like it's Halloween, and it's June, it's October 31st for him, because he's a big track when it comes to them hoes. I'm just gonna keep it funky with you. The nigga's a trick-or-treater.
Because of his involvement with so many women, he became aware that a lot of them needed help. So he came up with a business idea to put them in position and to help them in his way.
But I ended up being surrounded by a lot of women that was having aspirations of being in the entertainment world, some in the porn world, some in the modeling world. So I developed a platform, a safe platform, would be the B&B Babes. It's a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, interactive reality nude house. And what I did was I put cameras throughout the house, you know what I'm saying, for the women to interact with each other and do their normal activities on a daily basis, whether it's cooking, cleaning, using the bathroom, showering, homework. and they were able to view these women on the internet 24/7.
It was about 2014. I was flown in to be a B&B babe. Let me explain something about the B&B babe situation. Peanut has this heart in his chest and he wants to help everyone. So the B&B babes emerged from meeting different people and coming into realizing, oh, these girls have talent, it's just hidden.
But unfortunately, there were so many different energies, so many outside influences. And I think at the end of the day, Brian realized that he really wanted to put his efforts into B&B Records, which was a simultaneous venture that we were building that was starting to blow up.
Tino wound up meeting a young lady by the name of Charlie Baltimore.
I knew that when I met her and talking to her and being around her for that couple of days, I knew, not even a couple of days, a couple hours, I knew them two would be a good fit. Like, I called him the next morning and told him, you know, that I had met Charlie.
Upon meeting Charlie and talking to her, man, I empathized with like her pain of the past, along with her passion that she still had for music. You know what I'm saying? So upon talking to her that day, you know what I'm saying, I knew like, okay, this is like a sign and symbol of a conscious mind for me to get back into music.
Nut brought me in. Nut was like, yo, Tino wants you to meet this girl. And it was Charlie. And I went and met her. I went to a hotel, it was Tino and somewhere in Detroit. And he wanted me to manage her.
About 3 weeks later, I get this frantic brother calling me, bruh, man, I need you to do me a favor, man. I said, what's up? Listen, my dude don't want to do nothing, man, but give her sex and get her high. She's missing all my appointments. Every place she's supposed to be, she's nowhere to be found.
We're doing music. We got a new company called B&B Entertainment. So our first project is Charlie Baltimore's new mixtape, Hard to Kill.
Got you.
So.
And Trick, I gotta even commend him because he could have been the face. But strategically, we thought she would be the better face.
In 10 months of us working together with B&B Records and touring across the country, Charlie was nominated for BET's Best Female MC of the Year, right alongside Iggy Azalea, Nicki Minaj, Eve, some of the best, with a mixtape, the Hard to Kill mixtape, not even with a single on the radio.
This one right here. Oh my God. Can I just say a few things? Okay. Obviously, I didn't meet this woman first, Trevion Davenport. I met this man. That's right. Brian Brown first. Right. Who helped me fulfill a dream that I have been working on for a very long time. The map that they've given me and the platform that they've given me to apply my talent is more than anything I've ever been given, and I just want to say thank you to them. That's all right.
I think that Peanut was really loving the Charlie Baltimore and who she was and the fame part of it.
The relationship between Peanut and Charlie started off as a business relationship, and it ultimately turned into a personal, more intimate relationship. And Charlie at one point was considered my wife-in-law.
He didn't introduce her as his girlfriend for like years. I sort of kind of knew something was going on, but he kept telling me, no, it's not true. No, that's Tino girl. No, that's Tino girl. But it was like, yeah, we together. And then that's my wife. Like, what? Like, what?
Now, this dude is madly in love with her, even though he got a wife and a second wife. Charlie was his third wife.
I used to explain to Charlie while we was together that if me and her ever was to split up, I wouldn't mind her being with one of my friends because I knew if one of my friends accepted her as his girl, they would love her just as much as I loved her, if not more.
Charlie Baltimore.
Auntie.
My auntie. She was really the first one I ever had my conversation with, you know, with music-wise, period. Charlie just really made me comfortable with everything in general.
She let me, I love being in the studio with her because she just let me be me. You know, she trusts me with what I do and how I do it, so it's dope.
Charlie made me feel good about myself. I ain't gonna lie.
Every time I'm in the studio with her, she never ceases to stop amazing me.
I actually been on the road with Charlie before. She cool as hell, and she the OG, so you know I got a lot of love for Charlie.
I called a friend of mine over to the house that I was at, told him I wanted to build a studio in the basement. He went down in the basement, looked around. Okay, the following day he was at my house with 10 or 11 Mexicans. Studio was done in 40 days, complete. Nice studio, not no bull, a real nice studio.
Just like with anything that comes to Peanut's mind, it's like he gets an idea and boom, overnight it gets manifested. That studio was built in record time.
Because when Peanut do something, he gonna do it no matter the budget, he gonna make it happen.
And it was a good match. We got tour buses, all of the things that I needed to feel comfortable. We got all that. And now I was like, okay, I see that B&B is there just to let you be you, and it's on you to be successful.
Just a spiritual thing, you know? Like it's not about how you look, how you dress, it's basically a spiritual thing for Peanut. Cause that's what he goes for, spirits.
Man, you know, it got to be like a spiritual, kind of like anointed connection, man. I don't care about credentials. I don't give a fuck about no credentials. I'd rather have somebody where my soul and everything about me is safe with working with this person. And if I have to, I have that person hire the person with credentials, but that person that I'm anointed and I feel, I need them right next to me.
He will kind of go on his instincts a lot. And I have to say though, to be honest, I've learned to trust his instincts.
So now I got a lot of powerful people that's working with me off of love versus the check. And that's just taking me so much further and saved so much money to where we almost running and don't really need no money now.
If you call me right now and say, yo, I need you to do this, I do it. Like I said, it's not about a check. And I'm strictly about my money. You can ask anybody that know me, you can't get me to come nowhere unless you talking $50,000 or $100,000. That man ain't gave me that to do that.
Yeah. It's appreciated so much. Yeah. That's one of them situations where a person just give you life in a death situation. You know, and if you want to reconstruct it, it's kind of like the feeling I had when Trea and them got me out of prison.
The people he do business with is family. Ain't nobody just a friend. Everybody's family. So he treats everybody as family.
Like anybody can just give you money, but you gotta feel like you with a family. You gotta feel like you with people that care.
Breaking Major Barriers, which is also my initials, Brian Maurice Brown. I wanted to find an acronym to B&B. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted it to be my initials because it represents a form of resilience, a form of overcoming adversities, overcoming any obstacles. You know what I'm saying? It just warranted success and good karma.
The first year of us all working together was nominated for a Grammy for We Them Boys, for Wiz Khalifa.
Our artists, Little George, Foolboy Marley, Ant Beats, Q9, Brooklyn, they have been featured in every major media outlet that you can name, from Complex to MTV to VH1 to XXL to Source to Vibe. You name it, B&B Records does it. And we move like we're major. And I can tell you, we are breaking major barriers.
We have had tremendous success. And the most important thing is, through all of those experiences, I end up marrying into the greatest foundation to launch anybody's success in music.
I mean, now he
You got my little cousin, little George, on the charts, the Billboard charts, and you have so many other artists that he's given a chance to, given an opportunity to be able to make it in the music industry.
What I really love is how passionate he is about supporting his family.
I just see the way he treats all his artists. You know what I mean? Open arms, he understands what's going on. Street guy himself, but he got the industry intelligence.
And I know that whether I speak to him today or 30 years from now, you still want the same thing you wanted the first day you met me, which was for me to be the best woman I could be, period. You didn't want sex, you didn't want my money, you didn't even want my damn time. You get what I'm saying? But just take what I'm giving you and do the best you can with it. That's it.
Since I've been a part of B&B, it has been nothing less than love. Everybody that I met, it seemed like they was out to help me. The experiences I had, the conversations I had with Mr. B&B has helped me into being a better man than I always was already on my way to be.
I have a gift of seeing something in somebody, you know what I'm saying? Probably better than they can see it in themselves. I know that I can take them and at least get them another visual to see, to help broaden what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just help them get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, give them visions of the next level or different things that they normally doing to help add to their arsenal that they're already doing.
It's incredible for him to pull stuff out of you that's in you, and you may not even know it's in you. But just from a conversation with him, you could be thinking like, okay, I'm gonna say this, but you're like, nah, reach more. You can say something way better than that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, we are kings, stronger than average, part of the earth, born from a savage, destined since birth, no more abandoned, we're not afraid, the light is within you, so don't turn away, don't turn away, don't turn away, don't turn away, Peanut, you are king, you are king, you are king. You are king.
B&B Records is definitely understanding as to the youth is what's driving the world, and they're the ones that are getting the most opportunities to develop their talents as well as themselves in an environment that is not only safe and nurturing, but is supportive to the parents as well. His main focus in life, to what I believe, is making sure that his name and his family continues to grow into the B&B empire that he sees it to be.
I can't give you an end vision for that. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to ask me some of the things that I want to achieve in the process, that's something different. But an end vision where I see, B&B the label, you know what I'm saying? It's just no end to it.
Whatever he dreams, he can make it happen. He's always had that vision, about what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it.
I just think I just been living. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, like I've had a lot of success, I just feel like I survived. I don't feel like them success stories. You know what I'm saying? Especially not when my life is constantly being threatened. My freedom is constantly being threatened. My liberties is constantly being threatened. Like, that's not a form of success. I still fear going to the gas station. I still fear being manipulated into a case. I still fear a lot to feel like I'm successful. But when you truly living for the sacrifice, now it's like my sole gratification.
You know what I'm saying? So I was raised from that lady right there, and then my other grandmother on my mother's side, you know what I'm saying, that you're supposed to love and treat everybody like that until they show you different.
He just was a good child. I love you. I always will. Because you're good. And you're good to me.
My purpose is to provide my essence to any soul situation that God put before me. Basically to motivate, teach, and educate life as I know it to be, that's going to provide stability and tranquility and serenity to people's souls. And I feel that living for the sacrifice does just that, because when you live outside yourself, you're living to please any soul or situation or any environment that you're around to bring balance to it.
He will literally die for the struggle. People say I live for the struggle. No, you don't. Peanut will die for the struggle.
What you mean, what the fuck am I willing to do? I'm willing to die, I'm willing to kill, I'm willing to do anything to bring forth life in the situation.
So, and in some aspects, I'm labeled as a villain, I'm labeled as a murderer, I'm labeled as, the street hustler, I'm labeled as a lot of things, but I really just consider myself a child of God, living outside myself for a purpose.
For him, it's not about wrong, it's not about right, it's about what he believes he needs to do, even if it's perceived as wrong.
I think for a man like Peanut to come from the streets, whether it be drug dealing or a man like him to have faced incarceration, sat through it, been wanted, I think that one thing that's a fact is that nothing he'd been through changed the shape of his heart.
Well, a lot of people don't want to hear about the corporate guy. A lot of people don't have that route to success. A lot of people feel abandoned. A lot of people grew up with single mom, and single moms are doing it.
You don't get many self-help books that's easily relatable if you're from the hood.
You need someone to inspire you that's come from that understands your pain, that understands your struggle, that understands what you're going through. So you can be like, you know what, wow, if that person can do it, I could do it.
Just like you have Alanya Vanzant, Oprah Winfrey, Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, we have Brian Brown. We have Peanut. We have our very own hood hero.
The man is a gangster. The man is one of the nicest gangsters I ever met in my life.
He's the son every mother would love to have. And he's the man every woman wants to have her daughter be with.
Peanut, from day one, has always sold back into the community, has always helped the underprivileged people, kids, and even the drug users of the neighborhood. He had a heart.
When you're from the hood, you have hood heroes and you have hood zeros.
Yeah, he's a hood hero, but just overall, he's just a hero, period.
I never revered myself as a hood hero. You know what I'm saying? I only revere myself as Cheryl Alfonso's son. You know what I'm saying? Essie and Grandma Teens and Willie Brown's grandson. Nikki's brother. Kia's husband. Sabrina's husband. And no type of hero. One of the stuff I do is not heroic. It's natural to me. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff I do I feel like everybody should do. Living for the sacrifice is all I know how to do. I don't even care about me. I don't. And for the most part, I would just hope that from whatever y'all get from me and whatever y'all get about me, that y'all get living for the sacrifice.
Living for the sacrifice. I'm just living right,
to a better life. The sacrifice, living for the sacrifice. The sacrifice, the sacrifice. All I know is how I grow. Where I'm from, you can't go. Sacrifice, the sacrifice. I know the value. Will you pay the price? That's all I know. It's how I grow. I'm slinging swag, smile on each little boy. Like a proud dad, how you doing, son? I influence some. Motor City, B&B from Birth City, that Birth City. Here's a warm welcome. Shells come without the crab, boy. Scales come without the fish, boy. Add fish bones where I caught my bones. In a bad bitch, she from the D, and established. From the D, and a savage. She got a thing for them carrots. For them carrots. She heartless like a donor. Dick and marijuana. Money on the corner. You can get it if you wanna. I get it how I live. I pray I'm not a goner. Streets hot like a sauna. Ain't tryna see your owner. Tryna elevate my mama. Daddy was no hoe. Seen the pistol at 4. Daddy was no hoe. Seen the pistol at 4. Hey. Hey. Living for the sacrifice. The sacrifice. I'm just living right to a better life. The sacrifice. Living for the sacrifice. The sacrifice. The sacrifice. All I know is how I grow. Where I'm from, you can't go. Sacrifice. The sacrifice. I know the value. Will you pay the price? Living for the sacrifice, the sacrifice. I'm just living right to a better life. The sacrifice, living for the sacrifice, the sacrifice, the sacrifice. All I know is how I grow. Where I'm from, you can't go. Sacrifice, the sacrifice.